What's up, road runners? It's your boy C-Dub, aka Whit, coming at you guys with another video. As I promised you all a month ago, I was going to give you guys a Whoop 1 month review, and then a 2-month review, 3-month review, so forth and so on. Well, this one is 1 month review, so sit back, relax, and enjoy more from your boy C-Dub, aka Whit. Peace. What's up, road runners? What's up, good stewards? Of course, as you just saw with the intro, I'm going to be presenting to you all the 1 month review of the Whoop. Quick review. I like it. We're going to get a little bit deeper into it. So hang out here with me. But first and foremost, what is Whoop? So of course, let's start off with the name. So I reached out to Whoop on Instagram and was very, very fortunate enough for them to actually respond answering the question. And so I asked them, I said, where did the name Whoop come from? And they said, thanks for reaching out. Will Ahmed, which is the founder and CEO of Whoop, came up with the name simply because it makes people smile. So hopefully you're watching this video right now, and because of the name Whoop, and most of you all probably think, Whoop, there it is. But I actually looked it up, and it's actually Whoop, W-H-O-O-M-P, there it is. But Whoop simply makes people smile, and according to Will, Whoop was a viral word during his youth that him and his friends would use to express energy and excitement. And of course, from them expressing that movement and their excitement, Whoop became a movement, and the company, or at least the name, was something that he embodied and said, hey, when I start this company, that's the name I want to use. So Whoop, there it is. All right, so what is Whoop? Now that we know a little bit more about the name of it, bringing excitement and just some passion, and you know your boy, I got some of that. Whoop does pretty much 3 things. Whoop, it tracks your day strain, it tracks your recovery, and it tracks your sleep need. And those 3 things are very, very interesting when you're talking to a human being, I guess you would say, more specifically an athlete, because the things that we do every day really do bog down this body. And I want to get into more of that with talking with you concerning the device called Whoop. So the first part, as you heard, is the day strain. The day strain starts from 0 all the way up to 21. So if you get Whoop, or you look at any videos or anything of that nature, you will see that the day strain is recorded from 0, or tracked from 0 to 21. So 0 to 2 is resting. 2 to 4.5 is minimum. 4.5 to 6.5 is very light. 6.5 to 9.5 is light, which that whole section right there, that whole category would be light. Then you would have from 9.5 to 13.5 is vigorous, moderate and vigorous, which is considered moderate. Then you have 13.5 to 17.5, which would be considered strenuous, hard, or very hard. And then you have from 17.5 to 21, which is all out, or near maximum or maximal. And so again, from 0 to 21 is the strain. And what that is tracking is it's really tracking physiological stress, physical activity. It's tracking all of that for you. So of course you wear this thing every day. It's waterproof. You shower with it, you cook with it, you swim with it, you everything with it, but you never take it off. And Whoop actually came up with a great idea with the charger. So you charge the charging battery, and you literally just slide that joker right on the top of here, never having to take the Whoop band off, so that it can keep a continual tracking of all of the day strain, physiological strain that you're dealing with from day to day. And I think that's really, really cool, because you can go back into the system and see how much different things during those times really was stressing you out or straining you out. And even with stress, when your heart rate rises, it captures all of that, so you're really able to get a good inside view of what's going on the inside of you. All right, so that was the strain. All right, so if you guys have any questions about strain, please leave them down in the comment section below. The second thing that Whoop tracks is your recovery, and that is from 0 to 100. And so with that, you have the first section, which is red, which is under recovery. So that you can say that's from like 0 to 33%. 0 to 33%, you're under recovery. You didn't get enough recovery the night before, and I'll explain to you how it identifies your recovery. The second segment is yellow, which is adequate recovery, and that's from, you could say, 33.1% up to like 66%. That is adequate recovery. And then the last portion is sufficient recovery, which is green, and again, that's going to probably be from like 66.1% up to 100. And what that's really tracking on, Whoop utilizes what's called your HRV, which is your heart rate variability, and it also uses the resting heart rate, RHR. And the difference between the two, the higher your heart rate variability, the way that Whoop looks at this is that if your heart rate variability is high, that means your body is ready to take on more strain for the day. And if your resting heart rate is lower, the gap between the two gives you a higher recovery score. So you want your heart rate variability, your HRV, to be very, very high, and you want your resting heart rate to be lower. But of course, the more active you are, higher the numbers will be, lower the numbers will be. So if you're very, very active, you possibly have, you know, a higher heart rate variability, and you possibly have a lower resting heart rate. Versus a person that's more sedentary, they may have a lower heart rate variability and they may have a higher resting heart rate. And again, I'm not gonna get in the weeds of that. If you guys have any questions, to try to keep this video short and sweet, if you guys have any questions about heart rate variability or resting heart rate, again, leave that stuff down in the comment section below, and I promise I will answer you and get back with you. And so, of course, when you get into your sleep, you have, you know, your REM, you have light, it tracks your wake, it tracks how many disturbances you get per night, which is very, very interesting. And it sometimes can almost be a little bit frustrating and daunting, because you know when you kind of toss and turn in the bed and you wake up to go use the restroom, that all that's gonna play on how well you recovered that night. Which is going to then dictate you your recovery score, which will then dictate to you how much strain you should take on for the day. Now, there's something that I do feel concerning the recovery that is under researched or overlooked. It is I think the physical aspect of recovering. Now, being a avid cyclist, a amateur racer, a cycling ambassador, every time we ride, it's leg day. I mean, regardless of it being an easy day, a recovery ride, every time we ride, it is leg day. And so one thing that I've noticed is that I can have a very good recovery. I could have a night of sleep where my heart rate variability was very, very high, and my resting heart rate was very, very low. So I get a 93% recovery, but yet when I get up, cardiovascularly, I feel great. Let me say that again. Cardiovascularly, I feel great. Don't ask me to say it again. No, but I feel good with my nervous system, and on the inside, I feel really, really, really good. My heart feels good, lungs feel good, everything on the inside feels good. But the part that I think that's overlooked is the physical aspect of recovery. If Whoop were to tell you and add into the program different ways of recovering, or to influence recovery for the physical aspect of your body. So if you did bench press, or you did maybe even utilizing the journal that they have, they could take that information and give you a little bit more dialed in information on how to recover. So since I'm a cyclist, sometimes I'm just laying on the couch for the rest of the day, or I try to elevate my legs, or I try to take a cold or a warm bath and just sit there in the water for 15 to 20 minutes. If it had a little bit of that insight, it would be really, really nice, because that would help me recover to prepare for the next day. And with with the sleep need, and with getting into the next portion, I can kind of dial that in and talk a little bit more about that, because there's 3 segments of I guess you could say the sleep need and what's identified for how much sleep we're supposed to get every single night. So that's something that I think if Whoop kind of took that under their wings and did a little bit more poking at for us athletes, or amateurs, or avid, or just enthusiasts, that would be some really good information to take on board, to know how can I, not only by getting sleep and taking on naps throughout the day, recover cardiovascularly, but to also know, hey, you know, sit on the couch for 45 minutes, or take a 15-minute bath, or you know, take an ice bath, or go to the sauna, go get a massage, so forth and so on. That would be some really good data and feedback for us as active people, so that it can kind of contribute to our recovery. All right, enough of that. The last part of the actual Whoop that I want to talk to you guys about concerning what it's tracking is going to be the classification called the sleep need. And so with the sleep need, what that is it shows you kind of like from day one. You know, initially they say, you know, Whoop needs about 14 days to start to kind of really get to know who you are and what you do as a person, as an athlete, you know, whatever it may be. 14 days, it starts to kind of understand the trends that you have from day to day. From there, you will start to build what's called a sleep need. And from what the sleep need is of course, it's going to tell you, you know, initially, just like with my Apple Watch has the sleep watch, it's going to kind of, I guess you could say, start at encouraging you to get 8 hours of sleep. From there, you may only get 6 hours of sleep. And then the next night, it's going to tell you to get 7 hours of sleep. And you may only get 6 hours of sleep. So if you look at that information really quickly, the first night I was supposed to get 8, only got 6. The second night I was supposed to get 7 and only got 6. So if you look at the difference of those numbers, that would roughly be a difference of 3. According to Whoop, that would be a sleep debt of 3 hours. And so from there, once you have built up that sleep debt, it's just like debt. It's something that you're trying to get back, something you're trying to pay off. And the only way that you really can pay that sleep debt off is by taking naps. And so it really encourages you to take naps throughout your day. And I know that's something that when we were kids, you know, our parents would tell us to take a nap. But then as we get older, we kind of overlook naps, and we don't cherish naps as much as we should. So Whoop does that for you. It encourages you by taking naps throughout the day, you know, 30 minutes here, 30 minutes there. You know, at lunchtime, spend 30 minutes eating your lunch, spend another 30 minutes, you know, or 25 minutes of taking a nap. Those naps throughout your day will bring your sleep debt down, so that, you know, you can be baselined again. And so that's something that I've noticed that I've kind of been chasing, you know, grinding to get back, you know, baseline my sleep debt. And so with that, as I mentioned before, the 3 aspects and the 3 portions of your sleep debt, your sleep need, that Whoop encourages you about, is that there is a segment in there. And what I'll try to do later on in this video is actually kind of walk you through really briefly what it looks like on the computer, of the different aspects of Whoop, so you can guys see that along with this video. All right, road runners, good stewards. So what you're seeing right now is my profile. As you see at the top of the screen, it's got my screen name, Garnett Whitmire, or at Crit Whit. You see today did the recovery ride, not the recovery ride, but the 25 miles for justice ride. So my strain was 14.5, recovery 36%. And you see on the right over there, my sleep performance, I got 6 hours and 9 minutes of sleep. I needed 7 hours and 19 minutes. So overall, I got 84% of that. So of course, that difference in that time, that hour and 10 minutes, would go to my sleep debt. Again, you see I got with the recovery, I was in the second third of it. I'm yellow, so I'm adequate recovery, and of course my strain for the day. So again, at the bottom down here, you will see how throughout the day Whoop has been tracking me. So of course, all of this right here, this top section showing the 84% and the 6 hours and 32 minutes.
in the bed or resting, you'll see my sleep there. And then here, this portion, everything after that bracket that stops right here is pretty much my day. So pretty much from this point on at at 7:47 a.m., my heart rate's been kind of up, just up over and around between 125 to 175 beats per minute. At 9:25, right there, you will see that that's when I probably started warming up just before the ride, and then into the ride. So all of this, just over an hour, was the recovery ride, and then all of this has been other stuff throughout my day. So as I mentioned to you before, you wear this thing all day long, and it just tracks your heart rate going up and down, the heart rate variability. If you look down here in this second tier here, you'll see each day is identified: August the 11th, 12th, 13th, so forth and so on. And you can compare how I was the 11th to the 12th. You see here the 12th, there's a lot more up on the 12th. So that day probably had a lot more strain, so forth and so on. And again, this section right here, that's in red to your far right in this second area, that is today as we're going down. You see here, that's identified upper to the top right by the day. Because this is the one month review video, let's look at 1 month. So we click on 1 month, and then what this is going to bring up is something that you can really see in the app. Again, my day strain that I've had between 10 to 13.9, 14 to 17.9, 18 to 21. You see here, I have a lot more all out strain going on in my life. The recovery, I've had some pretty low recoveries. I've had a lot of adequate, anywhere from 34 to 66%. And then, of course, I have a few days where I'm actually at peaking, ready to peak with my recovery. So again, if you hover over it, it says moderately recovered. This one says poorly recovered. And then the top one, or the last one, says peaking. Again, over here on the day strain, all out, strenuous, and then moderate. So here, the graph that you see right here, this blue is my strain for each of these days. So see, again, you see at the very bottom of this graph, this is the days. You see here on the far right is my recovery numbers. Here on the far left is my day strain. So if you look at my overall strain, I'm typically anywhere between 14 to 21. You see the blue line, and we can track it per the day. It's going to show you how much sleep and rest I got. So let's just look at my birthday. So July the 18th, I had very low recovery, 39% recovery. And then which was still adequate, but it's in the yellow. But on that same day, I had 17.8, which is the blue number. I had 17.8 strain for that day. Let's just see where I was at on Wednesday, August the 12th. So there I had 91, which I believe was my second to highest recovery. Yeah, on July the 29th, I had 95% recovery. But going back to August 12th, which was my mom's birthday, I had 91% recovery, and I had 20.5 strain. So pretty much 0.5 off of all out that I could go. So this is what you see when you go inside of the program. Now over here on the left hand side, you have weekly performance assessment and you have monthly performance assessment. So if I click weekly performance assessment, it's going to show you where I'm at. And that graph that you saw where it shows your recovery and strain, that little graph, it shows you the same thing, just looks a little bit different. And what this is showcasing is where my strain was. So let's just look at this Thursday right here. My strain was above, was above 20. So I was in between 20 and 21 maximal on this particular Thursday right here. At the same time, I was just over 55% recovered on that day. This little gray area right in here, this little kind of look like a river or a wave. This shows you where you would be for your day strain and your recovery area. This would be the optimal area. So of course, if you had zero recovery, you should operate anywhere from 0 to 10 with your strain. If you have full recovery, 100%, you should operate anywhere from 13.0%, 13.0 strain all the way up to 21. So you see here's kind of like a target, and you see where some days I'm optimal, most days I'm pretty much overreaching, as it would stay above that. Training state, it says that I am sustaining between August the 3rd through August the 9th. That's that. Sleep performance, my sleep status, it says I have poor sleep performance, so please forgive me. But you see here, most of my days, if this is like a target, I'm around sufficient most of the time. I have some days where I'm poor, but I have, again, a couple of shots in optimal sleep. And again, that's just showing you my sleep performance. Again, from 0 to 100, and then you have the sleep consistency, which is from poor up to maximum. So you kind of really see how this weekly performance assessment breaks everything down and gives you some inside knowledge. Going down to bedtime, this is really cool because what this just shows me is my typical times I go to bed. So I go to bed anywhere from 9:07 all the way up to 1:12. And you see here. And so it says right here, your bedtime compared to men in my age bracket from 35 to 50 is about the same time. But the average of men, they normally go to bed around 10:29 to 10:56. And so you see right here, just after that, to the right of that, my average bedtime is just after 11 o'clock p.m. So that's some good information there. And the last thing I want to show you in here, my monthly PA, I don't think it's up yet because, again, we just reached a month. So this monthly PA, I don't think it's up yet, or maybe it is. So let's see if I can get this up really quickly. And this is something that you can actually save. Again, your monthly PA is not available yet. So that's not ready yet. So going back to my account, if it'll take me there. All right, so we're back. So the last thing I want to show you right here is the membership. And so this is what we were talking about right here. That goes along with this section right here of referring a friend. But I spoke to that in the video. So let's just jump right inside membership. So membership, what it will have in here, pretty much it'll have your account information. So it shows you that my status is active. It shows my billing. It says that it'll be charged on what day. So on the 13th of every month, I'm charged the $30 membership fee as we talked to. Here you see I have a credit of $120. And I'm sharing this with you because it goes back to the information I was telling you about the MLM. Everybody that I get to sign up, which is still awesome. I think Whoop is an awesome product. It is a lot of information, a lot of data that you can gain from your day strain and also your recovery and your sleep debt need. I do think it's a lot of good information that we gain from it, but anything more than 6 months, I am kind of starting to question. Again, the card that I used to kind of get the pay for my shipping when I first got the Whoop band and device, this was the information. But of course, I can update that when all is good to go. But right now, I don't have to worry about that because I have a credit for $120. And so again, it just pulls from that to pay for the billing so that my follow-on months are tended to. Going down to my payment history, you see right here, got the first month free. And then again, my second month will be free, and then to show all that information in here. My membership management, again, I'm paying, it says you may return the Whoop strap for a full refund within the first 30 days of receipt. But what this just breaks down is just all your membership management. If you want to cancel your membership, if you want to return it within that daytime, and it says you are currently in a commitment ending December this year. So again, I'm in a 6-month commitment, as most people will be. But again, if you get people to jump on and try it out just for that first month, again, as you see here, you will be credited and you can get pretty much your first 6 months free. And again, that goes over here to refer a friend. And that's pretty much what I'm talking about. And this is what it says: give $30, get 1 month free. So again, this is just me referring people out to try this product, which I still do think is good. So don't get it twisted because I say that it is similar to a multi-level marketing program, but the information that you do gain from this is amazing. So let's get back to the video.
But it gives you a choice to pick for every night for the following day. How do you want to be? The first one is get by. Today I want to get by for tomorrow. I'm not doing anything strenuous tomorrow, so I just want to get enough sleep so I can get by. The second one is perform. And these are different options that you have, 3 different options. So the first one is get by. The second one is to perform. So maybe something's going on tomorrow and I want to be able to perform tomorrow, So for instance, me being a cyclist, there's a group ride tomorrow and I just want to perform on the group ride. I don't necessarily want to peak on the group ride, but I want to perform, or I don't want to just get by. I want to perform well. So you can pick perform. And then, as you just heard me mention, the third one is called Peak. So let's say this was, Manhattan Beach, being here in California, one of the premier race, or one of the premier races is Manhattan Beach, which would have normally happened the third weekend of July. And so I want to peak for that race. And so with Whoop, it will encourage you to get a certain amount of hours of sleep so that you can be peak form condition. So that is a cool thing about Whoop, and it encourages you, and you can control that. You can actually go in and set each day, if you know your week-to-week schedule, like what day your chain gains are on, what day your Hammerfest rides are on. You can actually say, Monday I want to get by, Tuesday I know that I'm going to have a Hammerfest ride, so Monday night I will set so that I can peak on Tuesday, so forth and so on. So you can actually specifically change which days of the week, that the night prior, if you want to perform, or if you want to get by, if you want to perform, or if you want to peak for the following day. And my last topic, and this is a big one to me, and you don't hear a lot of information about it. And for this one, I'm gonna bring y'all close. So for this one, you all don't hear a lot of information about this one. And this is something, and I'm going to shed light on it. And it's because this is my channel, and I want to bring you all along for the journey. So, of course, when I first heard about Whoop, I was like, man, $30 a month. And that's the last segment, the membership fee. $30 a month is a lot. And I do feel that if Whoop lowered it down to being close to what Strava is monthly, like $10, $15 a month, I do think that Whoop would be a lot more attractive to the general public, and not just sponsored athletes or athletes that are really dedicated to their fitness, because $30 is a lot. But what I want to shine light on as well is that Whoop is also utilizing, if you've ever heard of MLM, multi-level marketing. I don't want to call it a scheme, because apparently it does work. And what do I mean by that is that Whoop has, you've probably seen it on Facebook, you've probably seen it on Instagram, you've probably seen it on the TV, about getting your first month free, or paying, $30, and you get, the first month free or whatever. Just pay $30 to get your band or whatever, but it's $30 a month. But the part that most people don't know about or hear about is how you can legitimately get your, your months for free. But when you sign up for Whoop, you have to pick one of their plans. There's 3 different plans. You can pay them up front, you can pay them month to month. But again, the membership, and that's what I want to really focus on for this last segment, is that it's very borderline, if not a multi-level marketing thing. And what does that mean? If you can get more people on board to try you get a link to try your link, you will get an additional month for free. So if I say, hey, use this link down below, you want to try Whoop, you'll pay like the shipping, which is like $10. I will then get an email saying that another month has been paid for. So the more people that I get to jump on Whoop and to try Whoop, that many more months per person I get free. So if I get one person to try Whoop, I get an additional month free. If I get 2 more people, that's 3 months free, so forth and so on. And that's something that a lot of people aren't shining light on, and I wanted to shine that light on to you. So here comes the MLM. If you guys want to try out Whoop, go ahead and click that link down below, and you will get the first month free, and you will help your boy get another month free. And then my final thoughts, I do think Whoop is decent for 6 months. Anything more than 6 months, that's a lot of money. 6 months is equivalent to $180. And yeah, that's all I got to say about that. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe. On to the next one with your boy, C-Dub, aka Crit Whit. Peace.